We are a 24 years old startup. We are a software development company. We have been doing development for the likes of starting with AIMS New Delhi, going up till Intel. But we have been stuck at around 4 crores of turnover for a little bit more than for the last many years. COVID has obviously done a little bit more to us. We have not been able to do further. So what we found was basically, while we have got businesses through mostly friends and family and recommendations and whatever, those kind of stuff. And apart from that, working on to tenders of government institutions like DRDO and other things, we have not been able to scale up due to lack of funds most of the time. Because ours is a project-based organization, we finally find that you get your monies after 6 months or 12 months, depending on how long the project is. So what I wanted to ask you was, how do you go about getting investment into a project-based organization like ours? We have been profitable almost throughout this period. This is the first time where we have got a little bit leverage because of a very large tender order. Apart from that, there had been no loans also into the organization. So what I wanted to ask you was, is it okay to think of getting investments into this kind of a structure? We are a private limited company, into this kind of a thing, or do we need to think of getting into products? We do have some small little products which we have developed for others, and therefore we have that and we can go into market with that maybe. We don't have a really focused marketing department per se. We do have a couple of people, but they look after more incoming than outgoing. So could you suggest what we should do, and how does the second follow-up would be, how does valuation work?
Okay, first of all, let me tell you, your company is also fundable, and I'm trying to decode the entire thing with a simple example. So, and this will give you a fair idea how this thing works, right? So let me use a very common product, say Maggi noodles. Now, if Maggi noodles' product is there, and I think it sells for 12 rupees, right? The small packet.
Right.
Suppose you start selling it for 12. I don't think so anybody will buy from you, or maybe people will buy, but your chances will be very less. Then comes the disruption element. That is disrupting in terms of price. So suppose you are starting to sell it for 9 rupees, right? So you might be able to sell 100 packets in a day, or maybe more than that, right? You can sell, because you are selling a product which is there in the market, demand is very high for a lesser price, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if you talk to the company, say Nestle India directly, and they say, okay, Kaushik ji, give me 5 crore rupees. We have spare production of 1 crore packets. I'll give you per packet 5 rupees, just 5 rupees. You can sell it for 9 rupees or 8 rupees, whatever you want, right? That time you have an opportunity. It's a big opportunity to scale up, and investors, if you approach them, they will be happy to understand this proposition very easily. This is a simple proposition, right? Give me 5 crore rupees. My company will grow. Today my valuation is 1 crore. It will become 10 crores after this deal. Give me 5 crores and I'll be able to have a revenue of 9 crores immediately in 90 days. This is how structured, how organized this deal is. But obviously, life is not as simple as this example. What I'm trying to explain you is, this is how this entire scenario works. We go to an investor, show this opportunity is there with me, give me your money, I will have this thing, give this X amount of investment, will give us Y kind of valuation, you can discount and sell off at a higher price, right? So if you are able to create this story, this proposition very effectively on the basis of data and numbers, anything could be able to raise funds. Any startup could raise, any company can raise funds, no matter how old, how early it is. It is okay, right? So now comes some points to note. Point number one, very important, homogeneous product, something which is there in the market. Yeah, you asked about product or service. Yes, most of the fundings that you must have seen are products, not the services, because you can't standardize a service. If you standardize, it becomes a product, right? So travel is a service, but Make My Trip made a product. When you make a package out of it, it becomes a product, right? So you have to create a packaged offering that, or a subscription based service which is offered as a product. It should not have too much of ups and downs or customization. It should have standardization. One. Then the market should be big. There should be hyper competition in the market for that product, not less competition. Please understand. Monopolies should not be there while you enter. You have to make monopoly, but monopoly should not be there while you enter a market. In case you are entering a monopoly, you need to find out why there is a monopoly, right? If you enter into defense segment, you will never ever be able to succeed because of some Gunda Raj or red tapeism, or could anything be there, right? Or bribes. There could be anything which might be in between. You never know, right? So if you are entering into market like defense sector of Nigeria, there might be some gundas, there might be some politicians who might block it. So we need to find out. For common people, hyper competition is really good. Enter into a segment and find out if you will be able to sell a product cheaper, or you can give more convenience like Book My Show, because disruption can only happen in these two ways, right? So generally, software development companies which are into custom development do not have such kind of products. So it is the time to hive off a new company, create another company, focus on various products, and find out which product in the market is available which you can disrupt, right? You need to only go for that. Do not create a new product, because if you create a new product, I know a lot of I'll tell you, around 15 years ago, there was one person who came to me with an HRIS product, human resource information system, right? And those days it was a big thing. Nobody was aware about how HRIS could become a big thing. And he spent a lot of time, money and resources in convincing people that this could work, how to get onto this product. You understand? So it is never ever good. If you go back 10 years or 15 years ago, and if you start marketing Salesforce, nobody would have bought it because nobody knows about it. But if today you build a product which is similar to Salesforce and you are selling it for cheaper, please note that the product should have same features, right? That is the reason why Reliance created exactly same product like Zoom, right? Exactly same product with even the similar looks and the UI. Why? Because the switching cost should not be high. Customers should not have to learn everything, right? If you make something similar to Zoom with the same quality, cheaper, people will buy it, definitely, right? They should not have to spend more time in learning the new product. So do not make it unique initially. This is something which we miss out, always miss out, right? So we should not miss out this. Do not make it unique initially. Once you have the customers onboarded, then you can start experimenting with new things, take them to new territories, give them some new UI. Then it is the time. But it is not the good time for a startup to come up with something very new, with a new UI, with a new look, new things to learn. Customers don't want that because nobody has time at this moment, right? So it's time to hive off, create a product. Definitely you can raise funds, but if you want to raise funds for the existing company, then I don't think so the conventional startup route is the right way to go about it. You can approach the private equity, but for that their minimum ticket size, generally not hard and fast rule, is 100 crores. They don't want to invest anything less than 100 crores because they want to enter at a stability stage wherein the company is making year on year some revenue which is okay, and they don't care about anything else except your revenue. So if you have 4 crore revenue, I'm sure your valuation will be more than 50 to 60 crores, right? If it is a growing company. And in that case, some PEs can come up and give you one tranche of say 50 crores or 30 crores so that you can scale up. Right? So that could happen. And for startup, you can hive off another company which could develop a product and get into something which is extremely popular in the market. So, and start thinking about what you can sell for a lesser price, and you can disrupt the market immediately.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really helpful. Yeah.